pass through verdant leaves unseen, where shape your formless self may take, and offer up a graceful scene, a fleeting gift for welcome's sake. Leap at the edge of a sea of clouds, where land meets sky and sky meets ground. There frighten off the noisy crowds and bring my guests a calm profound. Fly beneath the stars up high, where mortal noise is swept aside, that my dear guests with starry eyes may share the dreams they hold inside. Now go to where I vowed to keep a quiet spot for them to sleep. No clash, no contest bars the way, just tea and mirth to fill the day. There you have it, the 3 melodies. As for the answers to those 3 riddles, I trust you can guess them by now.
The woods? The edge of a cliff?
Correct! Funnily enough, your mother was also the first to solve it, all that time ago. There must be some kind of special rapport between those who write.
The woods, a cliff, and the sky. Oh! So that's where it is!
I suppose the spot that answer points to is where you're headed next. You should know, after solving my riddle, the mages even accepted my proposal and made that location their official meeting spot. And going by what your book is suggesting, once you found it, you might...
Guess you can be pretty reliable with...
Thanks for the help, Lord Barbados.
Still got questions for me, huh?
Yeah, you must have read countless tales in your time, being a wandering...
Unfinished?
Huh?
Wow, your helpfulness lasted for like 1 second.
In all seriousness,
Hmm.
I wonder when their next meeting will...
Okay, we're here! Now, we just need to play the 3 melodies.
A musical performance.
Even a war that shook the world could not halt the witches' gatherings. Yet even so, with the passing of time, 3 of their teacups no longer came to be set. The witches did not linger long in sorrow, for the Story Witch had brought glad tidings of her own. Born was her dragon child, safe and sound. Her fellow witches offered up their blessings, eagerly debating how to celebrate the child's birth. In the end, they settled on the sweetest candy they could find. After all, what could be sweeter than the arrival of new life? And so, the witches' gathering turned into a birthday celebration.
So, we're back in the...
As if from nowhere. Yet while hardly the recipe.
A gift?
Hey! What's this all about?
While the guests,
So,
perhaps it
why didn't you just sit...
the witches went on chatting away, ignoring the end.
Hey! Is that... Hey, Minnie... Nope.
Brought to life, yet she could not. But before doing so, she wrote one last line.
Huh, that's a bit... convenient.
Strange. I don't remember ever being at any of the mages' gatherings.
No wonder you don't remember. Hey! Could we use these as gifts, maybe?
At last, the guests found something to give.
Guess that's a yes, then.
Still, the guests wondered, should they put a warrior's sword in his hand, or perhaps, or maybe...
Okay. Wow. Oh, yeah. Technically, we're actually picking...
You want me to choose? Wow, this feels kinda special.
How come?
For as long as I can remember, I've spent most of my time living in the stories I always thought my mother had. What did I want back?
Sounds like this. It's been a while.
In the end, the guests settled.
So you're the sky...
I just feel like I should learn more about the way the world works.
What makes you say that?
I'll give you an example. I thought she was just teaching me regular hunting techniques. So much of what's considered common knowledge.
All right. They should let us in now that we've got a gift, right?
Hello there. Brought a gift this time?
The newly arrived guest presented his gift, wishing the little dragon a future as a wise and accomplished scholar. Accepting the guest's blessing, the story witch invited him and his friends to take their... Finally, she could introduce them all to her dragon child, telling all in attendance about the moment of his hatching. It was then that the seer witch, diviner of the stars, withdrew her gaze from the heavens and turned a sorrowful glance upon the little dragon.
You gave him the same name as that evil...
That's right. But the life...
What folly! His fate.
Then the witches at the table fell silent, for they knew the seer witch's words had never once proven wrong. Yet, just as clearly, they recognized the story. At last, the merry witch stepped forward.
So be it. You mean to defy one of the fundamental rules of this world?
I refuse to be shackled by such rules. Besides, this is a witches' gathering, is it not? What could be...
Oh? Sounds...
I suppose.
The merry witch, warm and so the witches readied their gifts. 3 marvels of the cosmos.
For this child.
For this child. For this child.
All the story witch had was the... For this child, with the witch's book. In the midst of the dragon child's birthday celebration, the seer witch proclaimed her prophecy. The child had been given the evil dragon's name, and with it, the burden of its fate. But hearing this, the story witch vowed to rewrite it all, for such was her love and resolve. And so the other witches offered their gifts in turn, marvels as rare as any in the cosmos. Together, they sought to test one of the fundamental laws of this world, in part to support a mother's love, and in part to sate their own curiosity. Oh, and I almost forgot. Our new guests came bearing blessings of their own. Who knows? Perhaps this extra dash of wisdom might be all the little dragon needs to change his fate.
Yep. Looks like we've completed this chapter, too. Those witches in the bed,
The evil dragon.
Oh, is that what you're worried?
Ah. Also, I was.
Oh, it feels less, but will you?
Yeah, I guess we're doing something. Anyway.
Okay then.
Any questions before you set off? Better ask now. The soul of a but human heart, that's why lupus. In fact, there's an ancient song that tells this tale. A weapon once of common iron, now through friendship turned divine. Twixt man and wolf, a bond was made. Any questions before you set off? Better ask now. You'll probably have to hit the ground running when you get to Nodcry. 500 years ago, Roland he believed firmly neither his mentor, but what was the— Any questions before you set off? The root of this turmoil, he once left Nodcry and instead, when the wolf spear— Any questions before you set off? Better— All right, over to you, Dvalin!
The Knight of Boreas awaits below.
All right. Hey, wait. How are we getting down?
Hold the line! The enemy's on the brink of collapse!
Grand Master!
Haha! Reinforcements! It's about time!
And Paimon too!
We're just about hanging in there. Most of their grunts are taken care of now. Their leader's gonna have to make a decision soon. Fight or flight?
As expected, but they have served. Farewell, heir to the knighthood of Boreas.
Guess they're retreating for now.
So that Wolf of the North lookalike, that was Andreas? But why would he be leading? Ugh, forget.
There's no point chasing after him. True. Killing him, the difficult part.
Huh? What do you mean?
No. Judging from our skirmishes so far, but compared to Rerir. Exactly. I managed to cut. We still have some big challenges ahead before this
The meeting's probably gonna be in the biggest tent, right? Looks like a bunch of people are... Hey, good to see. She went to see Lauma. That means they're keeping a. Oh yeah. Huh? You know some.
Short distance switching to chat mode. Varco placed a sizable order. Secondly,
Useless. Huh? Flens! Paimon!
You're quite right. However, and since I'm well acquainted with everyone...
Hey, Honorary Knight. Albedo and Durin are just wrapping up their analysis. You want to wait for them here? That works too. Hey, Honorary Knight. Albedo and Durin are just wrapping up their analysis. Great. And that's where things stand. The Wild Hunt is no longer under the Reikir of Solnari's control, but it has been reborn from the ashes and is now launching widespread attacks. Intel from the Frostmoon Scions and the Curatorium of Secrets corroborates this. Notice
summarizing current situation.
More precisely, it...
Whoa. How'd he suddenly...
Allow us to explain that part. Are you familiar with compensation mechanisms? When an organism, for example, when one kidney is damaged, the other will be strengthened. Similarly, when the Wild Hunt lost their leader, the Abyss harnessed the memories. That new leader is a mirror image of Roland, the bloodstained knight.
Right. No matter how strong the compensation is, the Roland replica can't possibly imitate Rerir's overwhelming power. So, the Abyss made use of the connection between...
The replica corrupted into control of Andreas. However, exactly why the Abyss chose Roland to mimic, and indeed how it was able to do so, remains unclear.
I guess he must have gotten caught up with the Abyss or Nodcry somehow during his wanderings through Tevat. But we can keep those questions on the back burner.
Okay, Paimon get...
We can't kill him right now. From intelligence gathered during the expedition, we have reason to believe that the power released when a god is felled can have catastrophic consequences for us mortals. Worse still, the wrath that remains after a god's passing becomes a source of endless turmoil. Once god remains contaminate the land, they will persist for thousands of years. This land has already been ravaged by the
Query. Well, in that land, the
Great question. Glad you asked. Honorary Knight? Come forth, Boreas!
This form has come to the end of its... My soul, do not grieve for me. A final wish before I sleep.
You saw it too. You must have keen powers of perception. Not that it surprises me. That was Boreas' final thoughts before merging with the ley lines. It's the reason Mondstadt remains unharmed by his god remains. In his final moments, he made a choice to give everything he was to the ley lines. All to protect Mondstadt from harm.
sounds like Andreas spent thousands of years searching for his place in the world, too.
Yes. And now our task is to return the answer he found, the decision he made, to Andreas' heart. Only then can he break free from the corruption and control of the Abyss and make that decision once more.
I see. I would say that planting thoughts inside the mind of a god sounds a little far-fetched, but since it was his own wish to begin with, it sounds feasible to me.
Wait, we already have a perfect solution? Then why are we even having this meeting? Let's go do this thing!
Ha ha ha. If only it were that simple. Unfortunately, we need to find a way to make the thought within this sword stronger and more resilient.
For now, Boreas needs all his remaining However, if we can collect those fragments...
So we need to retrace his steps and look for random...
You don't need to worry about that. Most of them are already in...
Huh? Wait, really?
I mean, it's an expedition, not a stroll in the park. Each step of the way, we've been hard at work planning for every possible contingency. Not just the wild hunt in the Abyss, but ancient gods remaining in Nodcry.
Sounds like this plan was a long time in the making. It's almost as if you foresaw the future.
As a matter of fact, I did. I caught a... Still, instead, we've had to make best guesses, prepare for every possible scenario. If all that preparation went to waste, all the better for it. But anything that proved useful, we knew we'd be grateful for down the line. Sure is. Just one crucial step remains. We need to gather the last few wolf spirit fragments scattered around Nodcry, and use them to make the thought within this sword as strong as it could possibly be. According to what Boreas told me before we left Mondstadt, his form was at its most unstable at the beginning of his journey. That means the fragments here should be the most powerful ones. But of course, we've been tied up fighting battles since the day we set foot in Nodcry. First with the Wild Hunt, then with the Doctor. So, it wasn't until recently that we were finally able to confirm the status of the Wolf Spirit fragments. We now know there are 3 left to find.
Okay, so 3 more mini expeditions to go.
I managed to gather 1 fragment before Roland reappeared. I also have a confirmed location for the second, which I'll take care of in short order. As for the 3rd fragment, we've identified a general search area to focus on, but we'll need all hands on deck to pinpoint the exact location. The final snag is that since our foe is a replica of Roland, he too will be aware of Andreas' history. He's sure to try and sabotage our plans by any means at his disposal. So everyone needs to bring their A-game.
With our foe being from Mondstadt, it's our duty as Mondstadters to defeat him.
And since the Wild Hunt is involved, the Lightkeepers will provide their full support.
The Clink Clink Krumkake craft shop will also help in any way we can.
So what do they need me here for? Wait, I think maybe I signed a contract at some point. Didn't exactly scrutinize it, though. I mean, who actually reads those things anyway, right?
Ah, great. Knew I could count on you all. Lastly, our friend from the Curatorium of Secrets will provide intel and relay battlefield communications. Looking at you, Yehoda.
So, you'll be darting back and forth across the battlefield, dodging the Wild Hunt and the shadow of an ancient god. I'm impressed by your courage, Miss Yehoda.
Rating for Yehoda updated. Higher quality ingredients will be used to prepare your future meals.
Darn it! I should have known this payday wouldn't come that easy.
I'll deal with the second Wolf Spirit fragment, which we already know the location of. The moment you make any progress with Fragment 3, be sure to give me an update. Traveler, could you join me in retrieving Fragment 2? I have a feeling that your unique constitution might come in handy. All right, time is of the essence. Let's move out, people. Dismissed!
Useless.
Feel this ancient power. Evil conquering. Worthless. Here. Worthless. Here. Worthless. Worthless. Burst forth. Moment of birth.
I swear by my sword.
Disappear.
Fragment 2 was supposed to be right here? Where the heck is it?
Seems like we've run into a slight hindrance. Can I leave this to you, Honorary Knight? Traveler, Paimon, when this is all over, I'm gonna invite you around for a drink of...
Whoa, Wolf! Stop thinking about Mondstadt's wine and get your head in the game! You can't be daydreaming about alcohol before a battle!
Huh? Well, all right, just trying to lift our spirits a little. You want to see some photos I took of me and the knights before the expedition, maybe?
Shut up, shut up, shut up! Can't we please just focus on finding the wolf spirit fragment?
The day has finally come.
looking for?
I once got Boreas to explain to me how he stores his soul inside objects. All I need to do is just like back at the camp, but this time, you'd best step back a bit, just in case.
So, you're saying you don't know how to love people, and you don't understand human love either.
Why do you laugh?
Sorry, I just think the fact you're ruminating on this is all the proof you need that you have love in your heart. I have a funny feeling that by the time this journey ends, you'll have found your own answer to the question of how.
No, you're wrong. There is no redemption at the end of this path. Even if I am stained black with blood, my conscience will remain as white as snow. If pledging allegiance to the Abyss is the only way to sever the injustice of fate, then I shall serve in its name.
Ugh! Oh, sure enough, this place has been corrupted by Roland's will. Whew. I'm fine. I was prepared for this. It wasn't enough to pose a serious threat. We got here just in time. The fragment hasn't been fully corrupted yet. Assuming we can undo the damage, it should still be usable. Purifying the abyssal corruption would definitely be a safe approach. Could you try...
So, keep the Roland part intact as well as the wolf spirit part? Why would you want to do that?
Firstly, to test whether it's possible. And let me think. How was it explained to me? Ah, yes. Focus on a single thought within the 1,000... Ha 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 ha! Actually, neither do I.
Huh. Sounds like something a certain tone-deaf bard would come up with when he can't think of anything.
I thought it might mean traveler. When you were in Natland, you went fishing for ancient names, correct? If I'm not mistaken...
Okay, but back then, we had a boat and a net. This time, we don't have anything at all.
This wolf...
Thoughts and emotions are like interwoven threads. They can create a net, or they can create a rope. They can separate love from hatred, and they can bind objects and events together. Thought is the anchor for a being's existence.
Also, we barely know anything.
Well, maybe you could try this.
What is it? It looks...
It's an unsent letter, written by the wolf pup after Rasta, but trying to track...
Hey! What happened to Mr. Plans for every contingency? You're just making this up as you go along!
Now, what can I say? Some people like to wait till they've got all their ducks in a row before taking the first step, but I prefer to dive on in and plan as I go. I've been doing it that way for the whole expedition. But anyway, don't they say that poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts? Can't hurt to give it a try, surely. So the assimilation of souls really can be reversed, just like he said.
If what you say is true, the monsters I've slain are great and ancient. The code of chivalry. If Abyss be thy name, I pledge to you.
And that is where the blood-stained knight's tale came to an end. With that, he bade his humanity farewell. I dare say you must find it quite ironic, Knight of Boreas.
That I... Dainsleif? No. Bore a striking resemblance, but that wasn't him. While we gazed into the past, he was gazing right back at us. Could it be? So that's what happened. After leaving Mondstadt and wandering the land, Roland ventured underground and saw a revelation from the Visionary. Once he had learned of Conria's fate, he saw the gods' judgment as the greatest injustice. So he surrendered himself to the Abyss, giving them his knowledge, his power, his everything. That's why the Abyss can replicate him.
Uh-oh. Does this mean we have to take on the Visionary this time?
I'm inclined to agree. If our enemy could see the future, both the Wild Hunt and Roland would be but even without the Visionary's input, every minion of the Wild Hunt serves as Roland's eyes. And on that note, I have a plan Well, the fewer people who know, the less likely it is to get leaked. Besides, it wasn't a fully formed plan back then. That about covers it. Sorry to add, no plan is free of risks. If I fail, Anselm and Albedo can take the reins.
Oh, there has to be another way! Like a backup plan?
If only there were. But I don't think our enemy will give us enough time to find one.
Hey! Are you guys done here yet?
Ah, Yehoda! Yes, we've successfully retrieved.
Nope! Ugh, it's a total disaster! More Wild Hunt monsters.
Come on, we're out of time. You'll just have to... Fill me in. What's the situation?
We ran...
Good call. Locating the wolf spirit fragment...
well, it's before we ran into trouble. The two teams are holed up here and here.
But the Wild Hunt is stuck.
We can't...
The logistics company.
Hanefa!
Designated drop point reached. The logistics company.
Amazing. Just...
Hey!
I regret to say that with the logistics company...
Both. One...
It's the Wild Hunt! Come on,
Something's not right. The Wild Hunt's offensive doesn't seem to be getting any weaker as the battle goes on. Are they getting reinforcements from somewhere? Don't get dragged into the enemy's rhythm. Logistics company, scout out the area. Look for terrain we can use to our advantage.
Yes, sir! Reporting in, sir. We've identified viable sites for deploying explosives.
Good. Wait for my signal.